On July 30th, 1943, the skies over Germany were alive with chaos as 186 B-17 flying fortresses, escorted by 123 P-47 Thunderbolts, launched a massive bombing raid targeting German industrial centers. Among them flew the Tondelayo, a B-17 whose fate would hang by a thread and whose salvation would come from unexpected sources, a steadfast tail gunner, and a silent saboteur. Michael Arooth, known as Mike to his crewmates, manned the tail guns. As enemy Bf-109s and FW-190s swarmed the formation, sometimes attacking in groups of 4, the Tondelayo's gunners sprang into action. The sky lit up with tracer fire, forming a deadly net of lead as American and German fighters clashed. Navigator Elmer Bendener, in his memoir, The Fall of the Fortresses, recalled the moment enemy fighters appeared over Remagen. Though he fired at them, he knew he was mostly just sending a signal, "We're alive and on your flank." Then came the anti-aircraft fire. Black bursts filled the sky as the Tondelayo took hit after hit. "Look at that flak. It's so thick you could walk on it," someone shouted. Bombs were dropped, the formation peeled off, and silence followed until a call came through the intercom. Enemy approaching at 3 o'clock. A new wave of Bf-109s descended. The top turret opened fire, and the sky became a blur of dogfights. The Thunderbolts tried to hold them off, but the Germans pressed relentlessly. One by one, bombers were blown apart. Lieutenant Bone E. Fawkes, the pilot of the Tondelayo, tried to maintain formation. 5 o'clock the crew shouted, as enemy fighters came in from all directions. In the tail, Arooth stayed composed and deadly. A Bf-109 dove in and opened fire, but Arooth's aim was true. The enemy wing sheared off in a fiery spiral. "Let's go, who's next?" But fate had other plans. A fourth fighter attacked. A 20mm shell exploded next to Arooth, shredding the fuselage and injuring his leg. His oxygen tube was severed, his machine gun damaged. Despite severe wounds to his right arm and left leg, Arooth connected to the intercom to report, "I am wounded." The crew panicked. Mike, are you okay?" With no tail gunner to cover their rear, Fawkes did the unthinkable. He dove the Tondelayo, a risky maneuver meant to shake the fighters off. Bendener described the wild swings of altitude and direction meant to confuse attackers. The formation thinned as more B-17s fell. Fact, through static and chaos, Mike's voice came back weak, distant. They catapulted. He was alive. Inside the bomber, something was wrong. Calls to the waist gunners went unanswered. Fawkes passed the controls to his co-pilot and rushed back, finding the gunners missing. The radio operator, Duke, sat in a daze near the open hatch, leg dangling, eyes distant. The fuselage was shredded, insulation torn away by the icy wind. Duke had simply shut down under the pressure. In the tail, Arooth's condition worsened. Blood loss and hypoxia gripped him, but he dragged himself back to his gun. One of the 50 caliber machine guns jammed. As a Bf-109 closed in, Arooth, with fading consciousness, cleared the jam and returned fire just in time. The enemy aircraft exploded in mid-air. The remaining German fighters backed off. Tondelayo limped home, riddled with holes. Arooth, though gravely wounded, was still alive. The crew administered morphine, oxygen, and first aid. Hours later, they landed safely. But the final twist was waiting on the ground. Upon inspection, the ground crew discovered something incredible. The B-17's fuel tank had absorbed a direct hit. It should have exploded, yet it hadn't. Inside the tank were not 1 but 11 unexploded shells. Even more shocking, 10 of the shells were completely inert, nothing inside. The 11th held a scrap of paper, written in Czech. Translated, the message read, "This is all we can do for you now." Somewhere in occupied Europe, a forced laborer sabotaging German munitions had saved the Tondelayo and its crew. All 10 crew members survived the war, even those captured after bailing out over enemy territory. Michael Arooth was hailed as a hero, credited with 17 confirmed kills and a dozen probables. He lived a long life, passing away in 1990. Today, a plaque in his honor stands in Springfield, Massachusetts, a tribute to one man's grit, a pilot's quick thinking, and the quiet courage of an unseen Czech resistor. Enjoyed the story? Help us grow by subscribing and turning on notifications. Every viewer supports our mission to bring forgotten history to light.